What's up guys, just a quick heads up that the music was blocked in this video due to copyright, so I have muted the audio. However, I have provided a link to the song in the description, so you can open a new tab and listen to the song alongside with my reaction. Or you can just join me on Patreon for unedited footage. But for now, enjoy the video guys.
I see that this song is from Led Zeppelin 4, but I gotta admit, when I was a kid and growing up, anytime I saw Roman numerals, it took me a really long time to figure out what they meant after 3. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Justin, and today we're listening to Led Zeppelin with the Battle of Evermore off of their album Led Zeppelin 4, which was released in 1971. Had to pull it up really quick because I had the lyrics pulled up, not the year of release. You guys had recommended this song quite a bit, quite overwhelmingly at least I would say, especially because it features Fairport Convention vocalist Sandy Denny, who I've only heard very little of, but I definitely enjoy her voice, and I was really curious to hear especially like how her voice sounds working with Led Zeppelin. Honestly, I didn't expect the two to come together. So when I first started seeing comments about that, I was like, ooh, I definitely have to hear this. What other songs are there out there that you guys would like me to hear that feature like musicians from one band, perhaps even completely different, in another band? Because I love that kind of stuff. That excites me. Also, completely random question, speaking about battles, what have you guys been reading? Because I've been reading recently this book, I forget the exact title. I'm gonna go get it really quick. But it's basically detailing the Rwanda genocide and all the events that happened there. I love history. That is a brutal and tragic event, like a huge event that I know it got attention, but I want to learn more. And I feel like it doesn't get enough attention to this day for as recent as it was. So I'm reading that really enjoyable book, but definitely a hard hitter. I'm gonna get it real quick so I can show you. Okay, so it was the book title that got my attention initially. It is, "We wish to inform you that tomorrow we will be killed with our families." Listen, that book title got my attention, and I knew I had to, take a peek at that. Anyways, I hope that you guys are having a fantastic day. You can join me on Twitter. You can join me in the comments down below. As you know, Led Zeppelin blocks music, so I have the Patreon link for you. You can access it. Just click the link and you can watch the full video there. Otherwise, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm muting the song, and I'll leave a link to the music below so you can line it up on another tab and listen to it there. Let's get into it. This is the Battle of Evermore by Led Zeppelin. They really did match pretty beautifully. They harmonized wonderfully on the track. I mean, standout is obviously, to me, I mean, this is just my bias, but the standout is seeing, like, and hearing Sandy in the track. And they sound so amazing and great together. They really interwoven, Robert and Sandy really interwove their voices together. It sounded seamless, and it sounded like they've been working together for a really long time. There was one specific moment when their voices really came together in really a perfect harmony. That was really nice. Throughout the verses, they were seamlessly just kind of dancing back and forth. Robert would lead, Sandy would pick up behind him, Sandy would lead, then Robert would fall back a little bit. It was just a really nice vocal relationship between them. And the song sounded incredibly heavy to me. For what I would say is just like an acoustic, folk kind of song, this sounded like acoustic folk metal to me. I don't know exactly what it was. I see here that it's Jimmy Page playing mandolin on here, and I'm assuming John Paul Jones is also playing acoustic guitar behind him, because the song had a very dense sound. And amongst the guitars and the mandolin and the strings that's going on there, it's really just them and the voices. As far as I could tell, there was no bass, there was definitely no drums. This was really just the strings and the vocals, pure melody. And it sounded pretty heavy to me because of the density of the strings. It starts very light, and there's some nice leads going on in there as well. Hear how seamlessly that harmony sweeps in? That's beautiful back and forth companionship, really, between like being in the foreground, then working in the background, but working your way up into the foreground. The other voice comes back into the foreground. Sometimes they stay on the same line and on the same path. Like, it's really well done vocally. Robert has that naturally kind of rough textured bluesy voice. It works very incredibly well in this song. And actually listening to the song and listening to his vocals, because I'm not overly familiar with Led Zeppelin, so this is kind of still my first exposure into them, besides like their top songs. I don't know about you, but Robert could be a power metal vocalist. I don't know if he's ever had offers, but I'm just saying he has the range, he has the cadence, he has the texture, and definitely the style and the power to definitely do that. Now, Sandy, she didn't just come in and fulfill the soft female voice lead. Not at all. She didn't just come in to be like a guest. This doesn't feel like a guest spot for Miss Denny. This actually feels like she belongs. This song was made for her. I don't know if it was written for her or not. I'll have to look into that in a little bit. But it feels like they were made to sing this song together, not just like, oh, this is Led Zeppelin featuring Sandy Denny. And they both pick each other up. And she has such a beautiful, soulful, and folky voice that really adds a lot to this song thematically. If I could, and let me know if you guys agree with me, I would love, and I really mean this, I would love to hear just the vocal track for this song. Just to really pick up the nuances between Robert and Sandy. Because I hear it, we're talking about it, but I know that there's something deeper there, and it's buried between the guitars and the mandolin a little bit, but I would really love to hear just the vocal recording between them. I bet they sound absolutely stunning, especially when isolated. Woo, that would be good. She has such power, such gorgeous fullness and roundness in her voice. She started soft, and she could have just let it become a more wispy kind of tone, but no, she went full voiced and made that sound big and powerful and really pushed it. And then Robert, he said, oh, we're doing that, and then he picked up a little bit too. Now, I won't lie, as much as I am in love with the vocal side of this, I do feel like the mandolin and the guitar, I feel like the strings are just kind of stagnant. They don't really change. They have small details. I don't mean like they don't ever change. They do change. There's a chorus and everything like that. There's changes in melody and stuff. But I feel like it's kind of samey throughout. And to be honest, on that side of things, strictly instrumentation, I'm a little bored of it. Vocals are marvelous, perfect. I would not change a thing, which may be why I'm so interested in the song, like in an isolated vocal track, because that would be just astounding to really listen to, perhaps even study just on vocal relationships and working together, But instrumentally, the song didn't really impress. Not that it was necessarily trying to impress. I don't think there was anything in there that was trying to be more than what it was. It was more of a vehicle for Robert and Sandy to, really ride in and really drive, I would say. But I would have liked the instrumentation to be, maybe a little little more something. Says the song was written by Jimmy Page and Robert Plant at Headley Grange while Page was experimenting on the mandolin owned by John Paul Jones. Page explained in 1977 that the Battle of Evermore was made up on the spot by Mr. Plant and himself. He just picked up the mandolin, having never played it before, and just wrote up the chords and the whole thing in one sitting. Plant felt that he needed another voice to tell the story, and for the recording of the song, singer Sandy Denny was invited to duet with Plant. It says that the two bands had shared a bill at a festival Fairport convention and Led Zeppelin, and they kind of knew each other. They were friends. They had worked together, on the festival or been around each other at least. He says that for me to sing with Sandy was great. We were always good friends during that period of Fairport convention. Richard Thompson is a superlative guitarist. Sandy and I were friends, and it was the most obvious thing to ask her to sing on the Battle of Evermore. And I would say obvious and a great request because they sound fantastic together. I would have loved to hear maybe a little bit more of them together, actually. The lyrics seems like it's talking about some sort of war or mystical battle. The Queen of Light took her bow, and then she turned to go. The Prince of Peace embraced the gloom and walked the night alone. Oh, dance in the dark of night, sing to the morning light. The Dark Lord rides in force tonight. And time will tell us all, oh, throw down your plow and hoe. Rest not to lock your homes. Side by side we wait the might of the darkest of them all. I hear the horses thunder down in the valley below. I'm waiting for the angels of Avalon, waiting for the eastern glow. Is this like the Battle of Helm's Deep when they're waiting for sunrise? Remember? I mean, you have to remember if you've seen Lord of the Rings. I mean, that's kind of the thing. That's like the best scene. And I do see here that they do make references to the Lord of the Rings. So if that is exactly what it's about, or at least referencing, that makes sense. I am nowhere near up on my Lord of the Rings lore, so I don't know the details of stuff. I know the big events. I know the movies. And I know the movies in a very shallow and surface level way. Oh well, the night is long, the beads of time pass slow, tired eyes on the sunrise, waiting for the eastern glow. The pain of war cannot exceed the woe of aftermath. The drums will shake the castle wall, the ring wraiths ride in black right on. Okay, so yeah, that's definitely Lord of the Rings. I remember that. They were always kind of scary. At last the sun is shining, the clouds of blue roll by with flames from the dragon of darkness. The sunlight blinds his eyes. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Oh, now. Okay. Yeah, so definitely getting Lord of the Rings kind of vibes. Fantastical kind of vibes, if you will. Of course, I would love to know what you guys thought of the song. You can join me on Twitter. You can join me in the comments down below. If you'd like to support the channel on Patreon, you are more than welcome to. You don't have to. I just hope that you enjoyed the video, enjoy the channel, enjoy me, enjoy yourself, and enjoy the people around you. Have a fantastic day, afternoon, or night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.